It is truly unsettling how someone who was supposed to be a loving and protective figure in their family's lives could ultimately be responsible for their tragic end. What could drive a family man to succumb to the relentless whispers of his inner demons, urging him to take the lives of those he once cherished? On that day, it's worth considering why this man would commit such a horrific act against the people he loved the most. Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, where we are going to look forward to the intriguing details of Paris Oda and his family's tragic case that happened in Honolulu, and it blown away the minds of millions of people. So without any further delay, let's get into the video where we will try to investigate the dreadful incident. On March 10th, 2024, a tragic event happened in a quiet neighbourhood in Honolulu called Manoa. Paris Oda, a 46-year-old man, took the life of his family. He stabbed his wife, Naoko Oda, and their 3 kids, Sakurato Oda, their 17-year-old daughter, 12-year-old Oreo, and 10-year-old Nana Oda, and then proceeded to kill himself as well. Oda used a kitchen knife to fatally stab himself and his family, and ended up single-handedly wiping out the entire Manoa family. The Honolulu police investigated this horrible occurrence and found that this mass murder was the second deadliest in over 25 years. Oda was a chiropractor who treated backs and necks. His workplace was near Ala Moana Center, a large mall. He committed a minor crime as a youngster on Kauai in 1997. He entered someone's private property without permission and got in trouble, but he probably learnt his lesson, and the offence was erased when he avoided other difficulties. Police got a distress call on Sunday morning. The caller heard cries from a Wallowa Place house. Police arrived at 3622 Wallowa Place, the Oda family's home, quickly. They couldn't find the caller when they arrived. The officers approached the residence and knocked, but no one responded. They listened carefully but heard no shouting. They questioned a neighbour if they heard anything, but he answered nothing. It seemed quiet and typical, so they thought it was a false emergency call. But little did they know, something was wrong. The actual father was accused of murdering his 3 children and wife before killing himself. The police officer tried to call the 911 caller back for more information, but there was a difficulty. Since the caller was from another nation, the police couldn't call back. They meticulously checked the Oda family's neighbourhood for trouble. They noted what they saw and left. After finishing, they returned to their police car at about 9 a.m. The 911 caller called again 15 minutes after officers left the Oda family's home. An officer ran to the Manoa house this time. The caller was waiting outside when they arrived. A woman who rented a room from the Oda family called, apparently distressed. Her hands shook and face was pale. What she saw upset her, and she needed the cops to know. The women inhaled and shakily told them what she heard. She was asleep in her room when screaming startled her. Screams were loud and horrifying between 2 and 2:30 in the morning. Seeing the screaming get closer, she paused, her heart beating. The screaming came from outside her door. She shut herself in, scared to open the door, and witnessed something terrifying. She spotted blood on her floor under her door. She felt stuck and afraid to leave. Police arrived immediately at the site she reported. Even as they tried, the entrance door was locked. Through the glass, they observed a motionless individual. Unresponsive to their calls, the officers understood they had to move immediately. They cautiously approached the house through the back entrance with their pistols drawn. The sight was horrific. Oda lay in the corridor, stabbed and bloody. The officers found him dead and understood they had entered a crime scene. He died from chest stabs. Eventually, Paris Oda, 46, was recognised as the suspect. Searching for clues, police discovered Naoko, Sakurako, Orion, and Nana murdered. The officers witnessed their hand and wrist cuts and attempts to fight back. The police assumed their injuries killed them. They likely perished hours later. According to the Tenant statement, the police determined the event occurred at 2 or 2:30 a.m. She tried to phone the police after hearing screaming. Oda's financial issues were long-standing. He was in difficulties in 2023 and admitted to his wife in February 2024. that he hadn't paid taxes in years. He informed his folks he would rather die than go to prison for tax evasion. He even threatened to kill his family and burn their house. In February, Oda texted his wife that they needed a plan to do it and remove their children, because he thought he could best care for them. In March, Oda also made an unsuccessful attempt to purchase a gun. Despite the numerous warning signs, it was claimed that Oda had never displayed any violent tendencies before. However, one can never truly understand the true intentions of a man who feels inadequate and useless to his family. On that fateful morning, something went horribly awry, revealing the true nature of his original intentions. It was a Friday afternoon when Lieutenant Dina Terms of the Honolulu Police Department found herself facing a crowd of reporters. She arrived with crucial updates regarding the ongoing police investigation. Upon delving into Oda's life, it was discovered that he faced financial difficulties in late 2023. Oda had been struggling to meet his financial obligations. He had fallen behind on his car payments, tuition, and loan payments. He shared his concerns with a family member, expressing a sense of responsibility for resolving the issue. He expressed his concerns to his spouse, and, together, they attempted to implement some adjustments in order to regain stability. Regrettably, their financial hardships persisted. Despite Oda's efforts and the assistance of a real estate agent, selling his second property in Ia proved to be a challenging task. Surprising his wife in February, he confessed that he had neglected to pay taxes for several years. His chiropractor business was facing difficulties, and he lacked the necessary patience to manage the bills. In order to make ends meet, he decided to give driving for Uber a try.
In February, Paris' concerns increased, and he told his wife that he had not paid taxes for years. He was not getting enough patients at his chiropractor business, and he started to work as an Uber driver.
Lieutenant Thomas wasted no time in sharing all the juicy details of the police investigation with the public on that fateful Friday afternoon. In a previous mention, it was noted that during mid-February, Oda sent a text message to his wife, expressing the need to plan for something that he believed would have a significant impact on their lives. He mentioned the need for a plan, one they had previously discussed, to bring an end to their lives and the lives of their children. Oda had reached his limit. Paris Oda, who was a father of two, was overwhelmed by the financial struggles he and his wife faced. He believed that no one could take care of their children as well as he could, and he felt like he had nothing left to give. His wife, Naoko, tried to be positive, suggesting they move to Japan with her parents. However, Oda's anxiety and fear took a dark turn, and he confided in relatives that he would rather die than face the shame of going to jail for unpaid taxes. He also threatened to harm his family and burn their house down.
In the middle of February, Paris texted his wife that they needed to plan to do it. He said he could not take it anymore, and he told her that their children needed to come with them because no one could take better care of them than he could. Naoko tried to be optimistic and encouraging with Paris. She suggested that they move to Japan with her parents.
In March, Paris's financial distress heightened as the tax season approached. He threatened to kill his family and burn their house down, but no one responded. Hawaii News Now spoke to Annette Oda, the mother of Paris Oda, who grew up on Kauai and is struggling to understand what could have happened. When the interviewers asked Annette if she saw any signs that something was wrong, she didn't want to talk about it. The Oda family's tragic death has left a lasting impact on the community, with many feeling sad and isolated. The schools where the victims studied offered counselling to help their students and staff deal with their emotions, including Sakurako, Orion, and Nana. Iolani School, where Sakurako was a student, invited parents to come together and share their feelings, even holding an early morning chapel service. Orion, a 6th grader at Sikh's charter school in Nuanu, received crisis counsellors to help their children work through their grief. The Department of Education sent a letter to parents offering a crisis intervention team to support the school community. All three schools decided to provide a safe place for students and staff to express their feelings. Therapist Britt Young suggests that parents should talk to their children about what happened in a way that is appropriate for their child's age, as younger children might feel scared and worried. For older children, open and honest conversations can help them understand and process their feelings.
Intense reaction of like anger perhaps and grief, or perhaps a family you didn't even know. I'm so angry this could happen. Who would do that? So it's not like we're adults and we just handle it completely, we process it without going to that angry place. It's normal to feel angry. It's normal to wonder who would do this.
The Waikiki community came together to mourn the loss of the Oda children, with hundreds of people gathered on the lawn of the Waikiki Shell to remember and honour them. The organisers of the vigil wanted to create a space where those who knew the Oda family could come together, share their grief, and support one another. It was a chance for classmates, friends, teammates, and teachers to pay tribute to the three siblings who they knew as friends and classmates. A GoFundMe page has been set up to raise money for the Oda family's funeral expenses, with Tara Smanzano and her mother Annalyn organising the effort. They hope to raise $100,000 to cover funeral and legal expenses. The community is coming together to support the Oda family in any way they can. What could possibly drive someone to commit such unspeakable acts against their own loved ones? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoy our content, show your support by liking the video, subscribing to our channel, and enabling notifications to stay up to date with our latest true crime videos. Thanks for joining.